Aquariums are full of little mishaps that can catch you off guard. One day everything looks perfect, and the next you're facing a problem you never saw coming. In this video, I'll walk you through 7 common aquarium mishaps, share a few of my own close calls, and show you the simple fixes that will keep your shrimp and fish safe. Let's dive right in. Mishap number 1. Your aquarium heater gets unplugged or malfunctions. Imagine waking up to find your tank has dropped 10 degrees overnight. That's exactly what happened to me when my heater got knocked loose. I was vacuuming my room and without realizing it, I bumped into the plug, leaving it halfway in the socket. 2 days later, I noticed the heater's LED light was off. The temperature had fallen from 78 degrees Fahrenheit, about 25 degrees Celsius, down to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, or 20 degrees Celsius. Luckily, my shrimp and fish handled it, but if Sonic, my betta, was still in the tank, he would have been seriously stressed by such a drastic change. Why does temperature matter so much? Sudden drops slow down metabolism, immune response, and digestion in shrimp and fish, while sudden spikes can dramatically decrease dissolved oxygen, making it much harder for them to breathe. Neocaridina shrimp can bounce back from cold dips better than delicate fish like bettas, but repeated temperature stress increases the risk of disease for all. And it's not just accidents. Heaters can fail on their own too. Sometimes they stick in the off position and stop heating, or worse, they stick on and cook the water. Both scenarios can wipe out a tank in hours if you don't catch them in time. The solution is straightforward. Whenever you clean your room or work on your tank, double check that your heater is still plugged in and running. And don't rely on the heater alone. Use a simple thermometer to confirm your temperature. A quick glance at the temperature can save your aquarium from disaster. Mishap number 2. Forgetting to treat tap water. Nothing will crash your tank faster than untreated tap water. Most municipal water contains chlorine and chloramine, both highly toxic to shrimp and fish. If you forget the step during a water change, you may not see the damage right away, but within hours, shrimp and fish can start showing signs of stress or even die off. On the flip side, overdosing water conditioner happens too. Most brands are formulated with a large safety margin, so the occasional double dose is rarely harmful. But consistently adding too much can alter water chemistry and lower oxygen levels, especially in tanks with poor surface agitation. Over time, this can stress your shrimp and fish, leaving them gasping at the surface, swimming erratically, or becoming more prone to disease. The best safeguard is to make sure dechlorinator is always present before untreated water reaches your tank's inhabitants. Many conditioners allow for a slightly higher amount during emergencies, but for day-to-day maintenance, it's best to dose with care. If you fill straight from the tap, dose the tank with the correct amount of conditioner first, then add the new water. If you prefer more control, use a reservoir like I do. Just fill it, treat it, and let it sit for 24 hours before topping up the aquarium or doing a water change. Both methods work, just don't skip the step. Mishap number 3. Forgetting to turn equipment back on. After a water change or routine maintenance, it's surprisingly easy to forget to turn your filter, heater, or air pump back on. The problem is that without circulation, oxygen levels drop quickly, and if a filter stays off too long, the beneficial bacteria inside can die off. When you restart it, that can trigger an ammonia spike. This happened to me with my canister filter. After cleaning it, I forgot to plug it back in, and because the heater is built into the filter, my tank wasn't getting heated either. I only noticed about 30 minutes later when I went to feed my shrimp and fish and saw there was no water coming from the outflow pipe. Luckily, I caught it before it caused any harm. To prevent this, make it a habit to double check that every piece of equipment is running before you walk away. Creating a quick mental or written checklist can help make this step second nature, keeping your tank safe and stable. Mishap number 4. Using the wrong or contaminated cleaning tools. Accidentally using the wrong sponge, bucket, net, or any tool contaminated with soap, chemicals, or cleaning products can spell disaster. Household sponges often contain soaps or antibacterial treatments, and buckets used for cleaning supplies can leach toxins into your aquarium. Even trace amounts can wipe out shrimp and fish. One of my subscribers experienced this firsthand. Someone in their household used the bucket they normally reserved for acclimating new shrimp, and unfortunately, the shrimp they had just purchased died within 24 hours. The safest approach is to keep dedicated tools for your aquarium and ensure they are never used for anything else. Label them clearly if needed so there's no chance of mix-ups. If a sponge smells like soap, perfume, or chemicals, toss it, never use it in the tank. That little bit of organization goes a long way toward protecting your tank. Mishap number 5. Overfilling the aquarium or bucket. It's a simple mistake, but one almost every aquarist has made. During a water change, it's easy to get distracted and forget the siphon or hose is still running. The next thing you know, your bucket is overflowing across the floor, or your aquarium is filled to the rim and spilling over the edges. You won't believe the number of times I've overfilled my aquariums only to deal with the aftermath. Not only is this a headache to clean up, but water on the floor can damage furniture, flooring, and electrical outlets. The easiest way to avoid this is to never leave your water change unattended. Stay close while filling or draining, and stop a little before the tank reaches the top so you have a buffer zone. If you use buckets, mark the safe fill line with tape or a marker so you don't overfill. For added convenience, if you're busy working on another tank at the same time, you can also set an alarm as a reminder. For added peace of mind, you can even use an auto shutoff nozzle or a simple float valve to stop overfilling. Small habits like these can save you from a lot of potential cleanup. Mishap number 6. Overfeeding when someone else feeds your tank. One of the easiest ways to run into trouble is when you go on vacation and ask a friend or family member to feed you shrimp or fish. Most people don't realize how little food an aquarium actually needs, so they end up dumping in way too much. By the time you're back, the water's cloudy, ammonia is climbing, and there's a possibility you may have lost some of your tank's inhabitants. What works best for me is pre-portioning the food before I leave. Use small containers or pillboxes labeled for each day, so all your helper has to do is dump in one serving. This keeps your tank fed without the risk of overfeeding. And remember, in shrimp-only tanks, less is always more. Smaller portions encourage natural grazing and prevent pollution. If you travel often for long periods of time and can't find a helper, consider investing in an automatic feeder, but test it out completely to ensure it feeds the proper quantity. Speaking of feeding shrimp, I've created my own line of premium shrimp foods, designed not just to make feeding easier, but to give your shrimp the same natural variety and nutrition they'd find in the wild. The result? Shrimp that stay healthy, active, and thriving. Let's start with the staples, the foods you can feed once or even multiple times a week. The first is Fuse, a carefully balanced fusion of land and sea ingredients. It blends proteins like salmon, krill, and shrimp with algae, yeast, and essential vitamins. That combination delivers omega-3s for colors, antioxidants for immunity, and gut-friendly nutrients that support digestion and steady growth. Fuse even comes with a tiny scoop so you'll never have to worry about overfeeding. To complement that, there's Vita. While Fuse is protein-rich, Vita is plant-based. It's made from a blend of carrot, spinach, kale, beetroot, pumpkin, and sweet potato. Packed with fiber, minerals, and antioxidants, Vita encourages healthy molting, natural coloration, and long-term vitality, all without fillers or preservatives. And just like Fuse, Vita comes with its own scoop, making it simple to measure out the right amount every time. Used together, Fuse and Vita give your shrimp the same balance they naturally seek in the wild. Now for the complementary foods, perfect as weekly add-ons or special treats. Snow is my snowflake food made from soybean hull pellets. When it hits the water, it expands into a soft, fluffy layer that shrimp graze on for days. As it breaks down, it fuels biofilm growth, one of the most important natural food sources for shrimp. It's high in fiber, safe to leave in the tank for a long period of time, and even works as a vacation food when you're away. And finally, there's Buzz, pure natural bee pollen granules. Buzz is loaded with protein, amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Just a small weekly feeding gives your shrimp an incredible boost in growth, color, energy, and overall health. You can pick up any of these foods individually, grab the full 4-pack, or try the sample 4-pack if you just want to test them first. And to make it even better, you'll get 10% off with promo code FOREVER10 at checkout. I'll leave a link for you in the description and pinned comment below. These 4 signature foods make shrimp feeding easy and stress-free while giving them the same balance they'd get in the wild. And this is just the start. I'll be adding even more unique foods down the line, so stay tuned. Last but not least, mishap number 7, drip acclimation overflows. Drip acclimation is what I personally use to introduce new shrimp, but it takes time and it's easy to get distracted and forget it's running. That's exactly what happened to me when I brought home some red cherry shrimp. I started drip acclimating them around 9 PM, planning to let it run for about 3 hours. Instead, I fell asleep watching TV and woke up at 4 AM to find the water right at the brim of the container. Thankfully, it was a large container. But give it another half hour and I would have had a pool of water on the floor to deal with. When drip acclimating, protect yourself by using a large enough container or place your smaller container inside a larger one. This way, if the water does overflow, it will do so into the larger container. Setting an alarm is another easy safeguard. That way, you get all the benefits of a slow, gentle acclimation without the mess. And there you have it, 7 common aquarium mishaps that can happen to anyone, and the simple fixes that keep them from turning into disasters. Have you ever experienced any of these mishaps? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked this video and found it helpful, check out my next one on 6 common shrimp keeping mistakes you can avoid. You'll find my full shrimp food collection linked in the description and pinned comment below. It's designed to make feeding simple and keep your colony thriving. And remember, it's often the smallest habits that make the biggest difference in your aquarium. I'm Andy. Thanks for watching, and I hope I made shrimp keeping a little easier for you. I'll catch you in the next one.